I have boomer fatigue. I think everybody can be honest and just say we all do. These guys have been working their whole life for the most part. The system has been somewhat fair to them. Not really, but more fair than any of the other generations. And they just can't accept how corrupt this world is. You got on one hand, they say work hard and you'll get everything that you desire. But on the other hand, they're constantly suppressing everybody and destroying everything. And there's a very strange disconnect where they just, this is part of it, you know, you just gotta work through it. I worked 80 hours a week, man, you can do it too. I did this and I did this. But the truth is, no one cares. No one cares that you worked hard, buddy. And it definitely doesn't matter when you keep suppressing everything. They won't pay us. They won't set up any circumstances for us to succeed. And they basically just blame us for being lazy. Sure, there are people who slip through the cracks, right? But there's no real opportunity anymore. You work hard, you save up money, and you try to do something with your money, and then they punish you for it. You try to get a house, they raise the property taxes, they create all these weird rules where only maybe 1 to 2% of people can really do it affordably. Everybody else has to do it basically going out on a limb and hoping that these people don't raise prices so much that you can't afford your home anymore. And once you're at your breaking point, they take the home back, they take whatever back, and they say it was your fault for not being more responsible. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of people telling me how lazy I am or how you're not being an entrepreneur, so it's really your fault. That's why I just don't listen anymore. They keep raising the prices of everything, but they won't ever pay us anything. They say, well, maybe you just need a second job. Not realizing that these guys really never had second jobs like that. Not to mention, even if they did, they didn't have to go through anywhere near what the average person is going through now. They saddled Gen Z, my generation as well, with a bunch of debt that they knew was nonsense. And really, these people were supposed to be looking out for us at the time, right? They weren't supposed to be making college unaffordable. They weren't supposed to be laying people off like this. But I see it all comes down to profit. And I'm just moonwalking out of that. They think that it doesn't matter that I'm not going to pay you. This is part of it. It's a humiliation ritual, just like with everything. Then they complain and bitch about how people aren't doing enough, how there's no good workers, how everybody's just lazy and doesn't want to work, simultaneously as they're laying a bunch of people off. Very bizarre world we live in, but I just have pure boomer fatigue. And I don't even like that word fatigue because it's really a dog whistle for a bunch of nonsense that doesn't even exist. But I'm going to use it here for this instance. I realize this country is ran by a bunch of vampires that just want to bleed you dry and then tell you why you're wrong. I don't listen anymore. I don't want to interact with you boomers. I don't really need anything from you. I don't want to be your friend. I just avoid you guys. I avoid a lot of people for that matter. Pretty much everybody. But really these people. And some Gen Xers, because they're almost as brainwashed. And they feel like, oh, now it's my turn to be powerful, so I'm going to try to exert energy over people. This is why I keep to myself. Because it's really just a power play, and I just don't want to play your game. I don't even know if I want to buy a house. It just seems like nonsense. I think the only thing I want to do is get the rest of my debt paid off and keep it that way. You know, as soon as possible. Once again, they try to get you as soon as possible and as much debt as possible. And we're supposed to be like okay with this. And or we're supposed to be smart enough to know not to take your money. Even though there's no jobs. There's no real way to make money. And you guys are always harping on, oh, you gotta go to college, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. I finally see what it is. They're just garbage people. Not all of them, obviously. I'm not gonna generalize, but these are the people holding us back. They're also the same people who wouldn't want some type of universal income because, oh, well, that's not fair, man. I worked for my money. Yeah, but you had a chance to make a good bunch of money, you know? Giving 1 to 3% of Gen Z and millennials a chance to make some decent money is not good enough. But they point and say, hey, look at this guy, man. He did it. How come you can't do it? Realizing or not realizing that there's millions of people in this world and country, billions. You think everybody can make 300 grand a year? Do you think you would let people make 300 grand a year? Or any other company? But they need 1 to 3% of people making that type of money so that they can make you feel bad because you're not working hard enough. And then they blame us for the layoffs. Well, we wouldn't have had to lay you guys off if you guys worked harder. That's why I just avoid these people. There is no camaraderie. There is no back and forth. I just do my own thing and that's it. I'm not playing your game anymore. I'm not humiliating myself for anybody. And that's what it is. I don't think I want a house if they're just gonna ruin everything. Then they get mad that we all don't have a bunch of kids. Have kids for what? Bring kids into what? Sure, you can struggle and you can kind of make it through, but that's what they want you to do. They want you to have kids for the GDP so that they can milk your kids just like how they milked us. And they see nothing wrong with this. Oh, it's just a part of the system, man. These people need to die off. I said it, I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but it's true. We just have no use for these people. All they do is take and take. And then this is the best part. When they get old and frail, and nobody's there to take care of them, except these robots that are gonna be dog shit, that's when we'll get redemption. That's when we'll finally be able to be like, all right, well, they got what they deserved. But until that happens, we're at the mercy of these idiots. And they go to bed feeling so righteous, so powerful because they're like, oh, I made it through the fire, man. I did the right thing. I stuck through it, man. I was able to do this and do this. It's just all about them. That's why we're in this predicament. because it's all about them, and they never thought to set the next generation up with something. You know what? Fine, so be it. But I'm just saying the truth. I just don't I just don't rock with them. They don't make any sense. But I guess it does make sense, right? Speaking for this country specifically, and actually I guess the world, they're all just terrible people. And this is why I don't follow any rules. And people will say I'm the bad person, but I play my own game. I don't play your game. I'm not gonna buy into whatever your nonsense is. I wish I had learned earlier, but once again, they don't teach you anything, right? They don't say, hey Marcus, you need to do this, or that was my light cutting off, but they don't offer very many solutions to anything except work harder and you'll get through it. And that's why I have boomer fatigue. So thank you guys for ruining the whole world and then blaming a generation that hasn't even gotten a chance to do anything. That's the funny part. They blame us, but they control a lot of the systems. It's all these old guys doing all these terrible laws, and that's why when it all comes down to it, you won't catch me in the nursing homes helping anybody. Peace.